Hello and welcome back. We are playing another episode of Yes, Your Grace. It's been a little while. I've been caught up playing Baldur's Gate on my partner's Steam Deck, so I've been fully entrenched in that story and not doing anything else. But I figured I would get back to the series that I've started, and I was having a lot of fun with this game, so I really want to continue it. So your kingdom has agents available for hire. They will be listed here. To make an agent available in the next week, you will need to pay them. To hire an agent, click on the button with their name and you will see the cost added to the summary. Because they're not paying for my general anymore. Last I recall, we had the wedding and it went to shit. So we have to recoup from where we were. Let's save and continue. Week 10. And that's all I can recall, Your Grace. Considering how much I drank that night, it's quite remarkable I remember anything. Surely you can remember more than that. Did you see anything suspicious? Anyone wandering off where they shouldn't? Lady Lena was staring at Lusulia's dress a bit too much, if you ask me, but nothing else, I'm afraid. And we are again deeply sorry about your daughter, Lord Eden. Thank you, Your Grace. My wife is still mourning. I think we have examined all the guests, Your Grace. And we haven't heard anything out of the ordinary. Talos' soldiers were the main bulk of our army. Solving the murder case will surely convince Ivo to aid us in battle. Whoever did poison Talos must have planned it out to the smallest detail. If you find any leads, do let me know, Your Grace. Talos wasn't anyone's favorite person, but you need to have a very good reason to murder the King of Atana. We mustn't lose focus on our main goal, however. Verdovia won't wait for us to resolve this. In this situation, we shan't rely on Ivo's army. We need to seek help from the other lords in case we can't convince Ivo in time. As for the army, we'll need to reach out to the neighboring lords, make allies, sign treaties. Sounds like you're in quite a pickle, Your Grace. You're still here? Speaking of allies, treaties, etc., I have a hefty army waiting for orders. I can throw some extra gold and supplies to aid you too. 230 men and 6 gold. What's the catch? You do want something in return, I presume? Lurs, from Pendle, Your Grace. He stopped delivering spices to my associates in Branca. Turmeric, caraway, anise, food's as bland as hell without all these. Persuade Lurs to renew the deliveries and my men will aid you in battle, Your Grace. I will see what can be done. Very well, Your Grace. Now, that's a start. We should invite Lurs over, see what we can do. I've also marked areas of interest on the map. It might be worth checking them and maybe we can find a piece of gold or two. We don't know when Verdovia will show up, but we need to start preparing for the battle as soon as possible. I've made a note of things we can do on our weekly summary, Your Grace. We should be able to deny payments to our agents. We can't expect them to work if you don't pay them, but at least we can save a coin. Maintaining our army will also cost us supplies. It only gets more difficult from now on, Your Grace. Oh, and here are the petitioners. Perhaps the servant will shine some light on the case. So we gotta open the map button. Let's see the servant. You called for me, Your Grace. Tell me what happened during the wedding night. I don't know, Your Grace. I was only bringing food and drinks, like I was told. I'm so sorry, Your Grace. I swear I did nothing, by the gods. Please don't punish me, I swear. I didn't know these drinks were poisoned. I only picked them up from the kitchen and brought them to the ceremony. I swear I didn't know, Your Grace. Who hired this servant? Boy, stop crying and tell me something useful. Have you seen anyone suspicious around the castle? No, Your Grace, I have seen no one. Please, let me go. I promise I didn't do anything. But the dungeon guard might know something. He mentioned he saw someone in the wine cellar that night. I don't know anything else, though, I swear. I believe that narrows our search, then. You may go. But don't leave Davern until after the royal trial. Thank you, Your Grace. Okay, so we got another lead. Your Grace, my son, a disgrace to the family. I sent him to gather some brushwood in the forest. Turns out he's too dumb to find a way back home. Do you think you can help us find him? I mean, there's no rush. 2 weeks? I'm sorry. There's no way I can help. You can always try the neighboring villages. Ask around. Oh, it's fine. I guess that's one less mouth to feed, although I'll miss his ugly face. So we got our pigeon here. Dear Father, we have arrived. Atana is nothing like Davern. The vast streets of Hagos expand endlessly, it seems. Azalia would love to get lost in here. Their journey was tiring, but the views have compensated for everything. Sidani would have made your ears fall off with all our questions if she saw the landscapes here. The cliffs and rocks span across the whole of Atana. It all makes you feel very small. On top of these rocks there lies Hagos, like a nest, looking over everything. Now I understand why they use the griffin as their banner. I'm really sorry for the last weeks we spent together. Hug Mother for me. Yours, Lorsulia. Ah, yes, Atana can be very pretty, but also very dangerous. You don't want to be caught out there in the rural windstorms. We should reply to Lorsulia. Tell her it's good to hear from her. Of course. What should I ask her about? I'm not sure. Maybe the girls have questions. Of course. Let me know when you're ready to write the letter. Let's get off the throne here. To prepare for battle, you need to make alliances with lords. Some lords will provide extra gold or supplies in addition to their army offer. Lords' offerings are shown to the right of their profile. Let's get the most army. Let's get Lena. Invitation sent. And let's go talk to some people. Let's go to the gardens first and see what's going on with my daughter. Azalea. Yes, father. Lorsulia sent a letter. Your sister has arrived safely in Atana. She said you would love it there. I'm sure I would if I ever got to leave this castle. You would be able to leave the castle if you behaved better. Yeah, right. When you write to Luli, can you ask her about Ivo? What is he like? I just can't imagine having to leave here and live with some strange man. If there's any free space in the letter, I'll ask her. Thank you. I hate that you had to see that. Yeah, the wedding didn't really go to plan, did it? No, what happened was terrible. The wedding went fairly well until then, although Lorsulia's dress was rather embarrassing. I can't believe you chose that one for her. I'd never let you choose my dress. Well, we'll see about that. Stay safe. Don't do anything silly. Do I ever? Darling. Lorsulia sent a letter. Our daughter has arrived safely. She seems to like Atana. I'm quite jealous of her. Atana is a beautiful place. Their castle is much better than ours, too. I hope she will learn her way around soon. I'm sure she will, darling. When you write to her, tell her I'm sending my best wishes to both of them. Ask her how she's dealing with all of these new things, and what has she been doing without her sisters. Of course, I don't want to write her a full-length book, but I'll see what I can do. Thank you, my darling. What happened at the wedding was awful. I still can't believe Talus was poisoned. It could have been me. Do you think Lorsulia will be alright? Ivo seemed very upset. I'm sure she'll be fine. As soon as we find who's responsible for this, we can renew our treaty with Ivo. Who could have done something so terrible? It must have been one of the guests. We are gathering evidence. When we have enough proof, we will call the royal trial. Alright, darling, let's hope this gets resolved quickly. I think I'll get some rest. I'll let you rest. So we want to question the dungeon guard, that is. How can I help you, Your Grace? I've heard you know something about Talus's death. Tell me about what happened during the wedding night. The servant said you saw someone. Saw someone? No, but I have found this. It's some kind of tooth, I think. And how did you obtain this item? I was guarding the prisoners, Your Grace. Well, I might have had a drink or two with the other guards. It was time to celebrate, after all. I never left the dungeons, of course, until the end of my watch, that is. What happened at the end of your watch? I was doing the usual check of all the cellars, yes, with a little unsteady, but that's where I found the tooth. Where exactly did you find this? In the wine cellar, Your Grace. I didn't see anyone go in there, though. Well, they probably crept in while you were busy drinking. I'm sorry, Your Grace. I really didn't mean for anything bad to happen. So let's look at the barrels. They used to store our wine. Let's go to the council chambers. Ah, of course that's where Sidani is. Your Grace. Lorsulia wrote a letter. I'm about to reply something to her. Did you want to say anything from you? Oh, yes. Tell her I'm taking her bedchamber. Mother let me. Or, no. Tell her Asalia read her diary. No, that's not right. I have very limited space, silly pickle. So I can only say one thing? Yes. Oh, this is too big of a decision. I will come to you later when I think of something good enough. Fine. Don't worry about it too much. She will write more letters. But the first one is the most important. Well, come see me when you're ready. How are you doing? Is everything all right, Sidani? Last week's events were quite distressing for all of us. I don't understand why this would happen. How could someone eat Smudge? Dusty is gone, and now Smudge is 6 feet underground. But then again, I couldn't dig that deep, so I just covered him with a rock. It's so boring here without Luli. You promised you'd convinced her to stay. Is she even gonna visit us? I'm sorry she had to go. I couldn't keep her here. She had to go, Sidani. One day you'll also find a prince you'll want to go with. Ew, I hate boys. I'll never do that. Goodbye. I'll see you later. Evidence. Oh. So we've got a couple of places to explore. I'll send the general to explore. Let's go back to the bedchambers and tell her what we found. I have a lead on the investigation. I found some clues that might lead us to the person who is behind Talus's death. What have you found? An animal tooth. This is a very exotic thing. We don't have dragons anywhere near Davern. A guard found it in the wine cellar. It could be from a merchant or someone who dealt with big beasts before. Maybe take it to a hunter, see if he can tell exactly where the tooth came from. We don't have a hunter in the castle. I'll ask Audrey to put in a word out for when that we're looking. That's all I found. I'll see you later, darling. Okay, so we have explored a whole bunch of stuff. Let's talk to Audrey. I have prepared a table for you with the overview of all of our evidence. When we find evidence items, they will be shown on there together with the information we have gathered about each one. We can question lords about the items we have found so far. That's all for now. So let's end the week. We'll give a little bit of time for our daughter to come up with what she wants to tell Losulia. Okay. Your army needs food and supplies to stay maintained and ready for battle. The bigger the army you have, the more supplies it will cost to maintain it. To pay the army upkeep, simply click on the pay button and you will see the cost added to the summary below. If you don't pay the army upkeep cost, you will lose some soldiers. Okay. Army upkeep is only for food right now. Ooh, carnival. General will be available during the battle. Training grounds gain 10 army per week. Or stables unlock 7 additional locations to explore on the map. So let's explore a little bit more first before we unlock more. 10 army per week. Let's do that. And that's it for now. Week 11. General. Your Grace, a nearby river is dried up. The residents have been carrying water to their homes from a lake for days. I helped them with my horse, and now they have extra water saved for a few days. I made sure they know it was thanks to the king. There we go. Lady Lena. A pleasure to meet you, Your Grace. And my biggest condolences about Talus, although I didn't like him at all. Anyway, Lurs has explained your situation to me. I believe I can help. For something in return, of course. You see, you have something I want to give to my son. Someone, actually. I would like your daughter, Asalia, to marry him. I believe this would greatly strengthen our relationship for the years to come. And as a start, I would lend you my army. 300, fully equipped and trained against soldiers, all ready to stand against Rodovia. Along with the men, 4 gold and 5 supplies. What do you say? That's a fair agreement. These times are tough and we should support each other. Let us celebrate once Rodovia is defeated. I will get my little boy ready. I hate to say this, but just make sure Asalia is wearing something more elegant than an old curtain. Oh, and as for Rodovia, my men will be joining you in battle as promised, Your Grace. I'm sorry for what I said last time, Your Grace. I cannot think sometimes. The thing is, someone is after me. But how can I find out who it is? I don't have a clue. If I tell anyone that I know, that they will know, and that is worse, right? How can I help you? How can I help you if you won't tell me exactly what's happening? Your Grace, you don't understand. Tell me what you did to make someone want to come after you. I saw a man and... No, that's not it. I don't know. I can't tell you, Your Grace. What if this person is listening? I think we've both had enough of this. You will spend some time in our dungeons. I knew it. I knew it was you. Calm down. It's going to be all right. The guard by the exit will take care of you. I'll come and see you later. Yeah, I've had enough of this man's foolishness. I hate that Lorsulia has left already. She looked very pretty in her dress. She would look beautiful in any dress. I already miss her father. When I have a wedding, can I wear the same dress? Of course you can, Sidani. Mother said Lorsulia sent a letter and that she's fine. Have you already replied to her? Have you asked about Dusty? I haven't asked her about Dusty yet. Can you please ask Lorsulia about the cat, Father? Where does he sleep? What does he eat? Is he alive even? I will ask her about Dusty. Yes, Sidani. I will ask her about the cat. Ah, thank you, Father. I mean, Your Grace. Father, you promised to practice sword fighting with me, remember? Maybe we could try later today. Please? Of course. I'll see you in the gardens once I'm done in here. Easy enough. And then one more peasant. Your Grace, men with monsters on their banners came ravaging our village. They set our barn on fire. It wasn't long before the flames spread to other buildings. The village is still burning. Most of our supplies are already lost. Please, send us some help. 14 supplies? I do have a lot of supplies. I'm sorry to hear this, but there isn't much I can do. Gather builders, get some help from other villages. I'm sure you can get back your barn built right back up. But I suppose we can call in some favors here and there. I've got to build an army. I need those supplies. Let's write the letter to Lursulia. Ask her about Dusty. Tell her Sidani keeps pestering me. Very well, Your Grace. I will write her a letter. We should anticipate a reply within a couple of weeks. Is that it? That's all for now. When you make an alliance, the ally's name will turn green, but when you upset some lords, their names will appear in red. This usually means you can't ally with them anymore. Ooh, let's get lures in here. And let's explore. Okay. Let's go to the gardens first, because we'll do some sword fighting with Azalea. And then break the news that we are also marrying her off. How's your practice? Are you ready? Hey, that was good. I know. Ugh. Too slow. Have you heard about Sidani? What happened? I told her she should find a pet that can actually do something besides being disgusting. She has been leaving bait in the garden since then. Nothing has been showing up, so I took one of the stuffed skunks from the hall and put it behind the bush. In the evening, I told her something took the bait. When she saw a huge skunk, half her size, she panicked. She grabbed my sword. She could barely lift it. It was hilarious. She kept hitting that poor skunk, but it wouldn't budge. Poor Sidani. She wouldn't hurt an animal. Mother heard her scream. She came and ruined everything. Sidani actually cried when she found out the thing was stuffed. Oh, Azalea. Come on, Father. You have to admit this is funny. Only a little bit. I can't believe she would attack a skunk. She thinks she can fight because she keeps seeing you running around with your sword. I know. She keeps pestering me to fight her. We should end it here. I better check on Sidani. Lady Lena visited me. Do you remember Lady Lena? She was at your sister's wedding. Yes. Why are you telling me this? Well, she offered us her army for the upcoming battle. That's good, right? Yes. We really needed it. But she asked for a lot in return. Oh, no. I'm sorry, Azalea. This was a very difficult decision. I thought this through. I will make sure you were treated very well there. I hope you understand. I knew it. I knew you'd send me off as soon as Lursulia was gone. I don't know why I hoped it would be different with me. How could I ever be happy with someone I don't even know? Why don't you just go off to another castle and leave everything behind? Just leave me alone. Yeah, that's how I expected she would react. Let's go back to the dungeon, actually. Let's see what's there. How are you doing there? Oh, Your Grace. It feels safer in here. I don't have to worry about anyone coming after me. I have my friends here and no one can come inside. I just wish I had asked you to imprison me straight away, Your Grace. I'm glad you feel safer. You are right. No one is going to come here looking for you. I owe you my life, Your Grace. Let me give you my army. I won't need them. I'll just stay here. You have an army? Yes, I know, but I couldn't tell them what's going on. It could have been one of them. Yes, of course. You can stay here as long as you like, Pietro. Let the guard know if you need anything. Thank you, Your Grace. 4 soldiers. Okay, that's funny. Just looking around. Bedchamber. Talk to my wife. Lady Lena came with me with a proposition. Azalea? She's still young. I thought we wouldn't have to think about it until after the battle. I know, but we're in a very difficult situation. I'm not sure if I can prove my innocence during royal trial. And if I can't, we will need as much help as we can get from the other lords. We've already given away one of our daughters to help in this battle. I know, it's not how I imagined finding husbands for my daughters. This has been a very difficult decision, but there's no other choice. I know we really need help, but is there really no other way? I don't think so. Lady Lena doesn't live far away. At least we'll be able to see Azalea often. Alright then, should I start preparing for another wedding? No, honey, we'll deal with it all after the battle. I hope everything will work out well. Let's talk to Sidani. Let's see how she's doing with her skunk problem. Do you want to talk about the skunk? Azalea told me what happened. Well, I just got scared, and I didn't know what else to do. It was dark out there, and the eyes were shiny. I was worried you'd be mad at me for bringing monsters to the castle. So I just took Azalea's sword. I'm sorry I ruined your stuffed animal, Father. I hope you forgive me. Of course I forgive you. It was an old stuffed skunk. It was going to get rid of it anyway. You are very brave, but I don't want you running around with that sword again, all right? Fine, I won't. I need to get a hunter, is what I need to do. Map. Oh, I've already explored it. Resume. Alright, let's end the week. Let's not buy anything yet this week. But I think next I'm going to go for the stables. And I forgot to pay. Week 12. General. Your Grace, a nobleman visiting a local village had problems with folks stealing goods from him. He asked me to find those responsible. The search wasn't hard and I brought them back for justice. The nobleman was very grateful and he paid me with this gold. Nice, we got 11 gold. Lurs. You have called for me, Your Grace? I have this animal tooth. I found this in my wine cellar. Can you tell me anything about it? It looks like a healthy animal, no holes or chips. I'm not sure what animal it could have come from. I'm not much of an expert on beasts. And then I've also heard about these spices. I've heard that you've stopped supplying Bronco with some resources. Spices, I believe. I suspect you've been speaking to Etten. He trades my spices with Prakis to get fortune dabs. Some call it Dipu-Dabu. But it's most commonly known by the name of Oracle Dust. I've heard about Rodovia. I can help if you aid me in return. What's Oracle Dust? It has medicinal uses, of course, but also recreational. Highly addictive. It's particularly popular amongst priests and the like. Something about spiritual enlightenment. Makes a lot of coin, but ultimately costs people's lives. I want no part in this. Shame I'm losing sales, though. Practice? That's far away. I've heard enough. Your Grace, I urge you to help me curtail Etten's plans. Do not buy any Oracle Dust. And if you hear of anyone trying to sell dust, don't hesitate to put them in the dungeons. If anything suspicious happens, make sure I'm the first to know. If you do the right thing here, be sure that my army will stand by your side when the war begins. 200 soldiers. I can also help with 6 supplies. I heard Enton is selling dust near Kaski. The first step in the right direction would be to stop their deliveries. You're right. There's no place for dust in Davern. Thank you, Your Grace. If a dealer ever comes through your doors, please imprison them immediately. This will discourage Enton's dealers from selling. Send your general to Kaski and close down Enton's stand. That's all. If we send a general to Kaski, he should be able to stop the sales, Your Grace. If we manage to do it without problems and we can show Lurs that we're on his side, he will aid us with his army and supplies. If we do this, though, we will probably offend Eton and he will not join our banners. That's fine. Is this a new pet you're hiding there? Your Grace, may I introduce you to the Stabber? Oh no, the Hedgehog. How did you come up with this? What is this all about? Well, Father, do you know the tale of Hansen? No. Hansen was a hedgehog who rode on a black rooster, Your Grace. He was ugly and unwanted, but one day he helped the king find his home. As a prize, the hedgehog asked him, the king, to promise to give him whatever greets him first upon his return home. And it turned out that the king's daughter was the first to greet him. 1 year later, the hedgehog came to claim his reward and married the princess. It was difficult for the princess to love the ugly creature Hansen was, but she learned to accept him, and once she proved her true love for him, Hansen turned into the most handsome prince with the biggest castle made out of diamonds. The story does sound familiar. I wish life was as simple as a fairy tale. Yes, Lady Danica always tells me this tale before bed, Father. It's a well-known story. A lot of books have different versions of it. The most popular was something about an old man with white hair, killing monsters. It's very silly, but Danica likes this one a lot. See, I will return the Stabber into a prince. A prince? Oh, it's not for me, Father. Once the Stabber is a prince, he can help me get Luli back. I'm sure she will like him more than Ivo. And then she and Dusty could come back to the castle. Why the Stabber? Well, I wanted to name him Hansen, but that name was taken already. The other option was to call him Squisher, but that didn't seem like it would scare off enemies. Underneath, he has a velvet, yummy tummy you wish you could stroke and squish all day. But on top, it's a whole different story. On top, he is a scary, stiff Stabber. Fine, keep the Stabber. But don't lose him and don't stab yourself. It's not the Stabber, it's the Stabber. The Stabber is on a mission, and he is about to stab someone. At least she'll be occupied. I'm not sure if that's a good thing. Your Grace, my village has been raided by bandits. These scum are fiercer than any others. There have been casualties. They have killed an entire family. We're counting on help from your general, Your Grace. I'll send my general. You shall get the help you need. My general will find the bandits and bring them to justice. I knew we would get revenge. Thank you, Your Grace. So we got 200 from Lures, but we'll lose Eton. Let's get Noski. Let's invite Noski. Do I have to talk to people now? And then we'll end for this week. No one to talk to. Azalea. Stay safe. So we'll end week 12 there. We got a lot of gold. Let's get the stables. Save and continue. Well, we're on week 13 now. We've got a whole lot of people lined up here. Oh, including a dragon slayer. But we will get to that next time because I've been playing for about a half hour now, 40 minutes, and I will have to edit that down. But thank you for joining me. I am Ghost. You can find me at ArtGhosts pretty much everywhere. That's ARTGH0STS. And I hope you will join me next time. I want to give a quick thank you to my patrons for all of their support. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. I will see you next time.